All Saints Action Network was established in 1995 by local residents and organisations based within the area to address a major problem that emerged with the closure of the Royal Hospital building, which was a key local employer and which brought a lot of business and footfall into the neighbourhood. So there was a lot of concern at that point that the closure of the Royal Hospital would result in a spiral of decline for the All Saints neighbourhood. Since that time, ASAN was developed as a charity, as a company limited by guarantee, and has run and managed a number of community services, and it has developed a number of assets which have been used for community benefits and purposes. The building that we're sitting in today, the building was a former primary school. ASAN managed to raise the funds to purchase the building and then develop it into a serviced office and a conferencing facility, and we currently base our nursery within this building, and various other organisations providing services are based here as well.
My name's Rajtor and I'm the All Saints Nursery Manager, and the All Saints Day Nursery is based in the workspace building here. I think All Saints has got many strengths. I think there's a lot of community spirit here.
We look after the garden with these lads. We come in here every Wednesday, 10 o'clock till 12:30. We're doing a bit of gardening jobs. We're just out this morning doing a bit of tidying up, ready to start planting.
Well, I can actually say All Saints more or less saved my life. I'm born and bred in Wolverhampton, but All Saints has a link with me because of the hospital. I was extremely poorly when I was young. It saved my life. I was only given a few hours to live, and I had an emergency operation, and so for me, I have an affinity to this area through the hospital.
When the hospital closed down, the Royal Hospital, when that closed down, a lot of people came together. There was a lot of community activity to try and address the huge massive hit that made on the community, the unemployment that sort of sucked the heart out of the community, and people came together to try and address that. That's where ASAN came from, All Saints Action Network.
Yes, there is quite a few buildings in this area which are derelict, as you know. The Royal Hospital site, which has been derelict for nearly 17 years now. I think there is quite a few other buildings down the road there as well, in Cable Street, which are derelict. Fly tipping is a main concern as well in that area. They could do with tidying up and making the place a bit more, to live in.
First of all, the hospital is a heritage site. It's key to Wolverhampton. Well, it has a number of acres, and I would love to see housing put on a couple of those acres. Sustainable housing, affordable housing. A lot of young people want to stay in the All Saints area. Families want to stay in the All Saints area. So let's build family houses. Let's build houses for young people, or apartments for young people, that they can feel part of the community but make it affordable.
Over the past 3 months, ASAN has been working on projects. These projects are the initial stages of neighbourhood planning. So we've run 3 workshops within the area. These workshops brought together local residents and organisations to look at issues that could be addressed through the planning process, and to identify what level of interest there is within the area in terms of taking forward neighbourhood planning. So we're at the stage now where we are trying to widen the level of involvement within neighbourhood planning so that we can set up a neighbourhood forum and get that approved and constituted. So we need 21 people living or working in the area to participate.
Well, they could build a lot more social housing of what they've done on the previous build on Gordon Street and Raby Street. The Royal Hospital, it could make a good medical centre, local amenity centre. We could do with a youth cafe, youth clubs, things like that. A decent play area for the kids.
My vision is for regeneration in its entirety. The people of All Saints, one thing I love, they have passion, they have heart. And I would say that they've been forgotten about to a certain extent, and I would love to see regeneration come back, the heart pumped back in.
The people that live here are people who've come from all over the world. We've got people from Eastern Europe, from Punjab, from other parts of Asia, from the West Indies, white British people who've been here for generations. But it's a group of people, one of the things that kind of defines them is that they're the people who get up and go. And so there's a lot of energy around that. I think that's a really positive thing. People keep talking about migration as though it's a negative phenomenon. I think it's incredibly positive.
To be celebrated is the diversity that we have here. It's awesome and amazing and unique. Just people are so friendly and lovely, and I know in the past All Saints it's been very stereotyped, people that are underprivileged and stuff, but I think All Saints is very rich in kindness.
The other project that we've recently been working on is the Community Learning Initiative, which is funded by Power to Change, and that is around identifying issues and opportunities within the neighbourhood that could specifically be addressed through community business ideas. So we've trained some local residents to act as community researchers. We've put a survey on our website, and we've talked to our local stakeholders as well. So out of that, a number of opportunities have started to emerge as a vision for how All Saints could be improved through community business.
I want to see a cafe. I want somewhere that I can walk to from my front door where I can get a decent coffee and where I can meet my friends, but particularly get a decent coffee. Coffee is a really important part of this. If we can do that, opportunity for someone to run a business, bit of employment, and I get a decent coffee out of it.
The other ideas are around developing more informal community space and also recognising the heritage of All Saints through the Royal Hospital, the Cleveland Road Conservation Area. So we are trying to identify a site within the area where interested local residents could set up and use as a community cafe, but also use that space to put in our artefacts or some of the record of the heritage of All Saints.
There's not a lot of jobs here, and that causes all sorts of problems. It's a problem for people that haven't got jobs, and I think it's a problem for kids growing up in an area where there aren't jobs and where there don't seem to be opportunities and there don't seem to be. You worry that there's not an obvious bright future for them, and that's something that we've got to address, because there's got to be a future for the kids in this community.
Over the years, the community within All Saints has demonstrated its resilience and its capacity to address neighbourhood issues. All Saints is well placed as a neighbourhood to take forward these community business ideas. We've got a community-led organisation in All Saints Action Network, which has successfully managed and developed assets. So we've shown that we've got the capacity.
We've got an opportunity now. We've got the old hospital site. It's going to be redeveloped for housing. A lot of housing could be built there. We need to make sure that the community are involved in the design of that. But can't we go further than that? Can't we have people involved in the management of that? Could we look at things like self-build, get local people involved in building houses, so they're literally building the community that they're going to be part of.
The amazing people that you have here that are quite proactive, because there's some really amazing, unique individuals in this area, and I feel that they could run with, given the opportunity, to really make a difference in their communities.
And if the community invests in their area, they're the greatest asset for their areas. They will look after their areas. They will ensure that their families feel proud of that area. It is their heritage. And if you feel that you're part of something, you're included in something, you cherish and you value it. And I would love the people of Wolverhampton, just like I'm still here in Wolverhampton. Just like I have an affinity to the hospital because it did save my life, I would love the people to also feel a connection that wherever they go, this is home for them.